I've been making cookies for most of my life, and this recipe is one I've been making probably from the beginning. It's a super easy recipe, no matter if you're an expert baker or someone that's never baked a cookie in their life. This is the recipe for you. Stirs together really fast, no special equipment required, and bakes up a wonderful cookie that your family is going to love. So join me in the kitchen and let's get started baking. Alright, for these cookies we don't even need special equipment. I am using a whisk, but if you don't have a whisk, use a fork. We have 2 eggs in our bowl, and all we need to do is just mix them up enough to break the yolks and whites up and get them pretty blended. That's about all we need to do on that first part. Now we are adding some vanilla. Adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I like to measure the extracts in this because this is the part that's really particular on this one. You don't want to get too much vanilla or too much lemon. And then I've got lemon extract also, and I'm just using 1/8 teaspoon of this. Lemon extract is really strong, much more than that, and it'll just be too much. In addition, our other liquid ingredient is 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. This is why these are so easy to make, is because it's an oil-based cookie, not a shortening or butter-based cookie. So we just blend that together until everything's blended in, and then I have 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. And we're just going to beat this together with our whisk or our fork. If you're using a fork, you may have to change to a spoon at this point, but we just want it to be a little bit thick. So now we need to pull our whisk out, and let's get our dry ingredients combined, and then we can add them to our liquid. We have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Do measure your baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. I almost always use kosher salt when I'm baking, because that's what I've got. If you don't have kosher salt, use regular salt. Mix those together, and we will use a spoon to combine this now with our eggs. Just drop it in there. And mix it together. And this comes together, as you can see, this cookie dough comes together. It's almost a batter, it's so thin when it's done, but it comes together really quickly, as you can tell. And this is what makes it a great cookie for a beginner to make, or for the kids to make, or for you to make with the kids. Because it doesn't take an excessive amount of beating, there's no electric mixer. That's it. We are combined. So let me put my empty containers away, let me get my cookie sheets over here, and let's start putting these cookies on the cookie sheet. I have my well-loved cookie sheet here, and I've got 2 spoons. We are going to take, scooping into my cookie dough, take a spoonful, make sure I'm under camera, and just drop them down. I'm using a pretty standard sized cookie sheet here, and I'll get 12 cookies. Will fit nicely on this. I'm just going to do a few here, and I'll show you the next step, and then I'll go ahead and finish these. So what I've got here, when I got my sugar out, I just put a couple of tablespoons of sugar into a bowl. This is just a plain water glass. I got the bottom wet, the sink, dip it in, and smush it down. This is what makes these sugar cookies. You flatten the cookie out with this glass, and go. So let me put the rest of the cookies on the cookie sheet, and I'm going to put them into a preheated 400-degree oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then we'll see the cookies when they're out. Well, here are our cookies out of the oven and cooled off. I cooled them off on a wire rack. You want them to be a little bit golden brown around the edges. You can break one open here. You can see they've got just this wonderful texture. They're just a beautiful cookie. with just a light lemon taste and fragrance to them. I know your family and friends are going to love these as much as mine do. So have fun with this recipe and join us again next week and see what we make in the kitchen then.